I admit, I have made almost no progress for my webcomic ever since the year started, even though my plan is to at least start drawing the pages until the end of the year. I guess deciding to make a comic in the same year I'll have my college admission exam was really not my brightest idea. I have been studying so much this year, and apparently it's not even enough. But I do genuinely think I can still push through and meet my goal by the end of the year, if I put enough effort. So in this video, I'll be making some potential progress on my comic pipeline, as well as trying to do a test page. But yeah, I've already stalled enough on those tasks, so let's get into drawing. The first task I wanted to tackle for this video was to finish my main cast. I made the protagonist in the first video starring the comic, but I was still missing the secondary characters, so let's get into designing them. The first thing I did for all of them was to make those chibis, so I can see the designs more easily and really hammered out just what I want for them. Some were easier than others, but in general it was very simple. After that, I focused on trying to get their faces at least somewhat to a point that I like, and I think this is the perfect time to talk about them individually. The first face up I did was for Emily, and I still haven't decided on their last names. Emily is Matthew's best friend and is a really sweet woman. They met each other at college and became pretty much inseparable. They even shared an apartment at some point. She really likes thrift fashion and works at an animal rescue. She's busy, but always makes sure to make some time for her bestie. About her design, it was honestly pretty easy to make. I basically already had what she would look like in my head, though I still need to work on her outfit a bit. I love how her face came out. I initially wasn't liking the drawing, but after I did some adjustment and a paint over, I absolutely fell in love with her. I also really like the drawing itself. This is exactly how I imagined her. I also like to make a clothless mannequin to define the character's body type and really hammer down their likeness. And I think Emily's one came out great. The face is not perfect, but I still think the likeness is kind of there. I also quite like how her outfit came out. I don't think I drew it in the best way possible, but I think the idea really matches her. I'm super excited to draw her in more outfits. I really like her fashion. We'll see if I regret the decision of giving patterns to her clothing. Second character is also a lady, and she's the only one of the two with a last name as of now. And that's because June Flowers is Henry's twin sister, even though sometimes she feels like she's the older sibling. She's basically the opposite of her brother. She's confident, bold, and polite. But nonetheless, she's just caring and friendly as her brother. She's basically the mother of the trio. Her design didn't come as easily. I had a lot of trouble trying to figure her face out, and I still think I'm not quite there yet, but I think it's a good base. I wanted to make her and Henry look similar to each other, but obviously since they are not identical twins, they have some differences. Also, I'm not sure about the initial outfit I drew. I really like it in theory, but in execution it's kind of meh. It's not bad, but I need to find a better way to draw it. So I changed it and I do like it a lot. It matches her vibe better and it just fits right in her. Gonna try redrawing the first option eventually. I still think it's cool. Also, side note, I realize I can't draw female chest properly. But I think that's all for her. Still developing some stuff, but I definitely will be drawing her a lot. I already have some plans. The one man of this batch. His name is Oliver and he's the third for Henry and June. They three met each other very young, cause their parents were also friends and they were neighbors. So they pretty much grew up together. All three of them consider each other siblings. Just like June, he's confident, but he's a bit more laid back than her, and doesn't push Henry out of his comfort zone as much. I still gotta develop his personality better, but for now he's basically the gay friend, and he's June's left arm. His chibi gave me some trouble. I didn't have a clear vision of him in my head, but after some intense Pinterest searching, I really liked how he came out. Once this was done, I figured out his face quickly. and I do really like how he came out. I also really like his outfit. Love this red tone. His mannequin was relatively straightforward, besides his face. I had a lot of trouble trying to match his likeness. I'll definitely have to practice drawing his face more. But the outfit was very simple. As I said, I love the one on the chibi, so I just had to adapt it to his real proportion. I love how Oliver's design came out. Actually, I'm proud to say I'm satisfied with all the designs on today's video. They all still need working, of course, but I think I'm on the right track. But that's enough for designing characters. Let's tackle some other visual development stuff. Moving to something I was really looking forward to make, the comic's logo. Oh, right, I don't remember if I mentioned, but the name I chose for the comic is Guardian Grove. I really like it. It's their town name. I guess I really like naming my stories after the place the characters live in. It's the same with my um, other story and actual passion project, Fisher Lake. But I digress. The logo. I had already made a pretty small sketch in my previous sketchbook and really liked the idea. I'm not the best at graphic design, but I actually quite like how this one came out. I may do a repass when I'm ready to start publishing the pages, but I think it looks great how it is now. I chose the flower in the middle trying to keep meaning in mind. It's a pansis. Pansis? It has some meaning for the LGBT community, and I think it matches some aspect of the history. The only thing I'm still figuring out is the outline. I think on its own it's better without the white border, but in combination with other stuff it may be more visible with it. We'll see. I really want to make a test page in this video, but first I decided to make a test panel, since I thought it would be easier to figure out the approach I wanted. I used this base sketch that I had made a while ago and never finished, and spoiler, I love how this drawing came out. I think one of the closest I ever gotten to the art style I idealize having. The sketching was pretty easy, surprisingly. I had to do some back and forth on Matthew's face, but Harry went very smoothly. I think the anatomy is definitely not the best, but it's passable and it's not bothering me, so I didn't have any big experimentation or changes in the sketching phase, but for the liner I decided to try a new brush and I also did some more blackout areas. I love when comics have this heavy linered look in it, and I always wanted to try something like that. And I think it paid off. I definitely still need practicing to know the ideal places for the blackouts, but I think it went well enough here. And about the brush, I really liked it. I think it's gonna be my new official liner brush. The coloring was also successful in my opinion. I used a special brush to add color variation and to blend, and I absolutely adore how it came out. And it was easy since the colors are predetermined. You know, the characters' colors. For shading, I did something very simple. Since this is a comic, I still wanted some time saving, and frankly, I don't even like shading that much. I still need to experiment with the fonts for the speech bubbles, but I don't think this one is bad. Oh, and also for Matthew's text, I just copied some random info from a random Reddit post, so don't pay much attention to that. As I said, I really like this drawing. I do think I will have to pull back on this approach on the comic, because I think it should be a bit more simple and time efficient, but also I don't want to end up with a work I'm not proud of. To finish this video, I really want to make a test mini comic to practice the panel's composition and really decide on a direction for the background style. Honestly, I got a bit excited when I was writing the script and made it a bit too long, so I decided to cut it short for time sake since I am already late with finishing this video. So as much as I wanted to finish using interaction, it will be just a really short thing. And it doesn't even have dialogues. Oops. But anyway, for the characters, I took the same approach as the test panel, and I think they came out very nice. Still need to get some practice in, especially for drawing the faces consistently, but regardless. The hardest part The hardest part in this one were the backgrounds, as it always is. I really need to get some more practicing and experimentation to get to the background style that I like. I don't think it's bad for a test comic, so I'll let it pass. Overall, I do think this test came out nice, and I really like the new characters. I'm excited to get to know and develop them more, and I hope you like this video. I'm thinking about changing the way I approach videos in the future, make them less structured so I can keep my focus on my other commitments and really make progress in the comic. I'm thinking about doing more sketchbooks and traditional art videos. Oh, I also really want to make more animatics and actual content of my OCs. I have so many ideas. But anyway, that's it for this video. What do you think about the new characters? Well, I really hope you liked it. Please consider liking and subscribing to see my future projects. Have a great rest of your day and or night. Bye bye.